Hello everyone, my name is Onno and today's episode we built a shopping app with a floating menu. First I would like to thank all my subscribers. I've reached a milestone of 500 subscribers. Thank you for watching my tutorials, it's really appreciated. I hope my channel helps you in creating amazing apps in AppGyver. This is my 12th episode. In today's episode I will design a shopping app based on a design by Bokan Nitigin. You find his Dribble profile in the description below. Let's open Composer and start building the app. Let's dive into the shopping app from today. I've done a bit of preparation already, so I'll show you what I've done. I have added two custom fonts, which is called XO2. Which you can go to Google Fonts at google.com and then look for XO2 and just download the family and then select you get a file. In that file there are a number of fonts or number of types of all this kind of like you see here. The one you would like to select then is the semi-bold 600 and the bold 700. Just add font here. And then select the file and you upload it to Composer and you can then use them in your app. So that's one thing what I've done. At the same time I also created a list already. A list contains 4 parameters: image, name, price and ID. Image is an image, so it has a variable type. It should be image, which is image URL. Then we have a name, a price, and ID. And then if you look at the list, I created a list which has like 4 entries in there. What we start will use. One of them is an ID. We have a name of the type of backpack. The shop it sells backpack, so that's what I'm going to build. There's the image of the backpack and then there's a price, and then we'll use this list later on to show you. So that's what I've done as a preparation. I also uploaded some images, but I'll show you those later. So okay, so let's just clean up a couple of things before we start. Let me quickly show the design I'm gonna make. So it's a backpack app. It has a title, a big title, then there's a search box plus a filter, and then there's a list. And then one thing we also have is a floating menu, which when you scroll it will then float over the list. So let's start building, continuing with the app. So let's start to the background and the title until the list. So let's start building that. So first we go to the page. We can call this the main page, just for clarification. The styles, we're going to have the app background. We're going to create a new specific color. This is what we call background. So that's background. And the hex is of the background is F3 E D F9, and we save this. So it's really lightish, kind of pinkish kind of color. So let me save that one, and let's start to add the padding as well. So that will be top. We take this one. The top is 40. The left and right will be 0. And then the bottom is 60. We're not going to change anything. So let's save this. And we also we want to stretch it, we want to disable scrolling, and we also want to disable the save areas. And at the same time, we're going to build our own navigation. So just remove all the navigation header bar and also the menu. We put them all to no. And that's the main page. So if we quickly look at the app, so we have a whole blank canvas now. So the next thing is now to build from here. So go back. Let's clean this up. So let's start creating those first containers. We will have one floating one. We call it the float. We will have a floating one, but we will create that lane. So we first start with a main one. In that main one, so with Control C, Control V, that one will be part of that. In there we have a top title. So the first one is top title. And then we copy this one also. The next one we have the title. So that will be the title. Let's save that one. Then the next one, Control C again. That one goes above there. Then the one here we have the search bar. So that will be the search bar. And then the last one, we actually have the container list, and this is the list with all the products in there. So when we have done this, so let's start with the title, and the title is, so we'll take the title here, we give it a title, and the title is our brand name, what is remade. We're gonna save this. We're gonna put this one in the middle. So we align it to the center. So we have it nicely in the center. And now we're gonna just do the styling. So we make a copy. We call this title. Gonna edit this one. I think for a color it's black, which is fine. The it's a row. Let me look. The size, I think, let's do title XXL. That's the text. Title XXL. There we go. And the font is, I would like to choose my own font, so go here and I take the Robo Mono, which is this one here, and I think let's take normal here. I think that is fine, so let's save that one. Now we probably make it a bit more quickly to bold. We'll save this one and we just make sure it overwrites it. So now we have our first one. There's a little dot. The dot I'm going to create with an icon. So that will be a, this will be a dot. So that will be an icon dot, and that will be a circle. Let's save that circle. We don't want to have it on two different rows, so we go to layout, make it horizontal, we want this one at the bottom, and that's the right way. And you will see that one is, so that one takes the whole thing. That's not what we want. What we want, so let's go down here. So we want it to nicely fit the contents. You see this little thing, a little padding, the left. We also don't want that. We want to smaller that. So I think 2 is probably good. Let's save that one. Then let's look at the style. So copy this one. This is the, let's go to the bottom. Or the dot, probably a better word, the dot. The dot is definitely smaller than this, so we're looking at maybe S. Oh, that's probably good. And we want them to have it at the same height what it currently is now. So how do we do this? We can do a bit of bottom spacing. I think it's 4, a bit more even. 8 is a bit too much. So actually we need 6 then. So let's put 6 in here. And we save that one. Now we want this one to be in the middle. So the only thing what we're now missing is the color. So let's take the color. Let's go to style. We don't have the primary color, so that one will be so that will be the icon, and that will be D260 6F. Save that one. Now we have to select it from the custom one, and there we have it. So if I save this one now, if I look at our design, this is sometimes you see that it's just a bit below, so it looks different on here than it actually comes on your in this case I have an iPhone on my phone. So let's try to fix this somehow. And what we might do is a bit more here. Let's push this a bit more further and press save. And that's better. So now if you look at the design on the top there, you'll see we made that dot is now nicely aligned. So that's perfect. So leave it as it is. So that's our first bit. And now we're going to go with the bit of most popular. So let's build that bit. Again, so we've done this one, the title. So again, we take ourselves a title. We actually have the properties, and this one is called most. So that is great. So now go back to the style. We'll take this one, duplicate it, and this will be the title. If we take the title, we take edit, type of fee, the size, let's take title 3XL, title 3XL, which is great. Then title 3XL, let me just do a specific line height. So that makes that 50. And then the font is not a secondary one, it's a static one again. And now we take the one we selected, which is the eco one. This is the one we built, we uploaded ourselves, and we'll make this a extra bold, which is 700. And the line spacing again, also take the starting is 1.5. And then we have the transform to uppercase. And then we'll save. That get as the most, and then the next thing is popular. So it's really simple. We just duplicate that one. Gives us here. that one we overwrite that one, so it's the same. And then here we say popular, and that gives us most popular. You see this on the bottom here, that's not what we want. So that's the bottom gap. Oh, it's this one here, it's the bottom gap. Let's clear that one and we save it. So that's the design. So the only thing we have to move it a bit to the left. So we'll do that next. So let's first now try to make the search and the filter button. So that's the next one. And those are two areas. So I normally split them up into two, duplicate them. We'll take we change the name. That container 6 is the search. And this one would be the filter. Container filter. We'll save this one. And again, we want to make sure these are not like rows. I want them to have as columns. So, and now you see two even columns, which is one. So let's do the search. There's actually a nice one called search. So let's look for the search one. And drop it in there. So let's drop it into search. As you can see here, it's now on the left and the search side. So actually I'm going to update this container. I'm going to change this style to a more gray one. I think that's probably even what we want. And then so next that one, and then this one we are also, I think that looks not bad. So let's save this one. That's actually not bad. Looks kind of what we maybe the search actually is a bit bigger. So just take this style. It's the right color. So duplicate this one to search. We edit it, and the only thing I want to do is to make it a bit more. So this is now text XL. I probably want to even a bit more, so 3XL, so text 3XL, which is this one here. I think that is great. Yeah, so let's exit this component. So you now can see, so let me show you how it looks quickly. So that's the search kind of thing we built now, quite straightforward, not really much. We used the existing component and then updated a couple of small things in there. So now, like the next part is the filter. So that would be a container. In the container, which is the filter round box, and in that round box we then have a icon. The icon will be sliders. There we go. Now it's nice and small, as you can see here, but I want to make sure it's in the middle there. So I'll go to layout, and I make it, and I put it in the middle. As you can see, and the same. I want to make sure that this one is also in the middle. Everything's in the middle. And it's the same for this one. You will make sure it's all on one line. And I want to push them both out to the side. Okay. So now let's build this one first. So let's take the style of this one. Let's duplicate this one and call this rounded corners. Actually, we call this filter style. filter style. We'll edit the filter style. The background first. We set the background. We don't have the background yet. So we'll create a specific one for this one. So this is the filter. And we call this the, so we do F5DCE5, which is then our background. We'll save that one. Then with that, we then want to have some the shape. So in the individual corners, they will all be 20. So we have that one then. And then we do a bit of padding on all sides to make it nicely. So let's take the theme. Let's take 8 from the top, 8 from the bottom. And then let's save this one because we need to make that a bit bigger. So we go now to the icon. We now use the primary one. We don't want that. We duplicate this one, and this one is specifically for the filter, so we can call it filter. We then edit this one. We take the style of the icon. And the only thing what I want to do now is to make it bigger. So we go into title mode. Let's do title XL. Yeah. I think that doesn't look that bad. Let's override this one. The only thing what I'm going to do now is to make this one, the padding just a little bit on the top. We go to 12 and the other one I think also 12. And let's save this. Still a bit big kind of way, so let's go to the layout. We fit it here, which sucks everything back in, so we have to go back to the, and then to the padding on both sides, 16, and the other side also 16. Yeah, I think this is what we want. We save that one. Okay. So I think now we have done most things. The only thing what I would like to do is then to start putting on everywhere a horizontal spacing. So with that one I take 20, and the same for this one, also 20. So start to push them in. The same with this one. $20, $20, both sides. And then this one again also 20, and also on that side 20. Let's do the, it's not a bottom one. I think the bottom one is okay. We'll make it a bit bigger on the bottom. And I want to have a bit more between the title. So the bottom, I'm gonna make this also 20. Or even a bit more, actually 24. Even 28, why not? 28, even better. Okay. I think yeah, I think we're okay here. We don't want to have that left gap here, so clear the left gap here. Let's save this again. Okay, I think that's better. And you, let's see where, oh, that's what we kind of do. There's no gaps there. There's no gaps, bottom cap, which is okay. Right gap, again, bottom, which is fine. Bottom, which is fine. I think we're okay here. I just want to make sure we push them that way very nicely. Okay, perfect. So we have the search, and so that's what we've done now. Okay, so now we're going to build the container list. So let's build a container list in the, let's start in there. The first thing we want to do is a scroll view because we want to scroll this thing. So that one goes to, that one want to make sure that the width and height, yeah, that's fine. Then we have the container view. So what are we going to put in the container view? We're going to put the container list in there again. So another list. So another container list. We'll save that one. And in there, we would like to have a container item. So this is what we're gonna, so this is the container item. Okay. So all of these ones, make sure they're all growing, and yep. So this is where the list is going to be. So let's look at that app variable. There's the list. And let's save that one. And now you see there's multiple ones where you can't see there's nothing in there. So that's okay. And in the container item, we have a couple of things. So let's first start with the image. So that's the image. So let's get ourselves a image, and we'll take the image from the list. That's the example. There's our picture. And the container item, we don't want it. So that one we don't want to only do 45%. So we don't want to do the list the whole. And there is our. And now you can see, if I look at my, you can now see this is the. So we have all the pictures already. You can see there's a bit of thing. I can't actually move it further than this. So even if there's 4 of them, we'll try to fix it later on. So, but what I want to do, I want to have them next to each other. So let's then set the layout to horizontal. Now we get them all there. So let's save now. And you'll see. So if I now look at, there's actually is only one, because everything else goes to the right, then you cannot see. So what I can do then is I can use this wrap overflow. There we go. And I push it to like that, and we'll save it. And now, if you now look at you actually can see them now going to multiple, which is great. That's exactly what we want to do. So I'm going to create one extra, which is under the helper, which sits actually above the list. And I use this to, that I can scroll my whole, if I scroll now, it doesn't go further than this. It stops here, it doesn't work. So I have to build some extra in here. It's not nice, but it's one of the limitations. So you need to find other solution. This is the solution I found, is just to create an extra container, put it under here. Oh, my container disappeared. And I put it there. So I call it, this one, my container helper. And I actually gonna give this a custom advanced. So it's only small, so I only put in 10. But I make it extra and height of like 255. And if I now save it, you can see it's there. It's actually outside. When I now save it, you can actually start it now, see the whole thing almost, which is what we want. It's probably a bit bigger, so you can experiment with this. 85 maybe. Save this again. And I think this one probably, yeah, it's almost fixed now. Okay. So that's one thing now. So what I want to do next is, actually make it even more extreme. Let's do this one. Save. I think that's now perfectly working. So there you go. Now I can scroll. Now you can see the whole thing. So it's one of those things, but that works nice. Okay, cool. So now we need to do a couple of things. So we have our list here, we have our image here. We would now do the, we got a new style. So we call it the image rounded. Okay, edit. And the only thing what we need to do with this one is we get this one and we put it to 40 because we want to have the nice rounded edges everywhere. So that's this one. It's got also nice rounded edges. We press override to get the style. So that's a bit, and then so that's the image. And then in there we want to also still have, as you can see here, the name and the price. So we put this over here. Yeah, first it goes there, and then that one goes on top of this one again. Okay, we give it a name, and this way is we're gonna call it name and price, and we're gonna put this one is the name. So we take from here, we take the name, which is here. Let's change the name here. That will be the name. We'll save this one. We take the layout. We want to center it, so put it in the middle. The only thing I do is to style it. So let's look for our title. I'm going to duplicate this. We call it now name style. There's our name style. we added it. That's the same color. We'll take for this one, we take text XL, yeah. And that one would be a normal one. And this one, we take the theme variable extra thick. No, that's not what we want. Default. Let's take the default, which is fine. And so that, oh, actually, we want to make it a bit more. Let's make it a bit more. We make it bold, make it better. And we make it smaller text. Actually, let me make it just yeah, text Excel is probably fine. The only thing I don't want to make it uppercase. I want to do it like that, which is great. So let's save this one. We then duplicate the style, comes under it. We'll change the name of it first. So that's the price. The price we do a bit differently. We actually do a formula because we want to have the dollar sign in front of it. So it's not the current name. So it's actually, so if we go here, we take the price and I want to have the dollar sign in front of it. So I just do plus, no, wait, plus, and then I just do a dollar sign. So now I have dollar, whatever comes out of it, with the example there. So now we have dollar also. So let's save this one. So I think we have a couple of cleanup to do here still. So clear this one and then we save it. So if I now look at my app, I can see all of them prices and names, and even a bit, so which is great. So the only thing I was missing is that circle. So that circle's a bit special. So let's create another container, and that will be the circle container. So that's a circle. Well, we don't want to have the circle on the top. So what we're going to do, we're going to first of all position it as an absolute. And because it's on the top, it will be on the top, which is great. That circle will be around 60 by 60. So we actually make this width and height exactly. So that will be 60 by 60. And in that circle we would like to have an icon, and that is a shopping icon. So this is the add to cart kind of thing, what we want to do here. We'll save that one, and you can see it starts to become behind this thing, what we don't want. We want them to be on the top, so we can control that by going to here, set a number, set a nice high number, or even 300, anything will be above. So we want to get that in the middle, so let's go to the top again, and we do the layout, and we'll put it exactly in the middle. So now it's in the middle there. So now we will need to style it. So we'll take this one, and this is the add to container style. We added that one. We want the background which is dark. Start to see the idea now. And we want to have now the border or the shape. So let's first do the shape. 40, 40, 40. Gives us a nice circle. And then the circle, we want to have a border. So the border color is the same. Give it a number, which is the same as the background. So it will be F3 ED F9, which is the background color. We make that solid so we can see it, and then we'll put this 4. The only thing what we need to do now is to position it correctly. It's still on the top now. What we want to have is like on the bottom. So let's move it over there. So let's again, we can do it with layout. We can go to the positioning, and we then say for this one a bit more. Let's do it the other way around. Let's do it from the top. A bit more, because this picture is always the same anyway. 80 is nicely. That's too much. 30, which is great. We'll save this one. The list this needs to be in here, and now this is better, and then I can actually, the reason why I did that, now I can actually put it in the middle, and then we make sure it's okay. So let's press save, and there we go. You can see now, if you look at the design now, you see actually the text below is there. So we just need to, under the circle, just put some extra bottom padding. That will fix that problem. So we go to image. You can see now, we just have to, 16. So let's probably a bit more, 28. It's a bit of testing out also what you're doing. Yeah, it's even a bit more. So let's use the, that's 28, so maybe 14 is probably too much, like 32 is probably, I think, what we're looking for. Yes, so if I now look at my design, you can see now that's what it is, what the design is, and this is what we're doing. It's there, we just need to have a bit more space on under the price. So let's do this also now. So under the price, because then there's this one here, and it's now 16, so that's the wrong one. I want to have under here, so I can't do that here, but I can do it here. So bottom spacing, let's 16. Save there, see how it looks. And now if you look here, and now I can see, look, it's nicely. So the only thing now, and there's not really a left and a right, it's not really nice. I need to just add, so I have my container list, and I think we used for this one 20, so this one we're also going to use 20 in it. So let's do 20, and we use 20 also there. And now if we look at the only thing we would like to is to space them out a bit. So if I now into this one, we have our style, we just want to make sure they go to the outside. So now you can see, looks nice, I think. Again, we can see now it's a bit too far, so I need to have that one, the position of this one. Where's my, yeah, so this one is need to bit up. We'll save it again. I think that's even, let's put it 200 and save it again. So looks perfectly okay. So we've done this bit now. We have our one. So then the last bit I would like to do now is to create this floating menu. So so if you look at the design, there's this floating menu in the bottom where you would scroll. Actually, it will go nicely. Yeah, it will always stay on top of the scrolling. So let's do that. So we can do this by creating a new container. And I'll put it on the top. And we call that, you can see it there. And we call this the scrolling container. Or that's not the scrolling, it's the floating container. So let's build that first. So in there we have another menu. So that goes there. That actually is the menu. And in there we will have the different icons. We have 4 of them. So, and this one is called home. And let me select that one. I think it's home. Back, that one. So it's the home back. So that one, we duplicate this one. This is the menu item selected, because we have 2 ones, one for selected and one for non-selected. So this one, edit, primary color. So that's the one for the selected. And we have this, the size of title large. And we will then, that's perfect. That one we would like to have horizontal. All needs to be next to each other. So, oh, that's the wrong one. I would like to have this one is home. I don't know why I picked that one. So that's home. Style we overwrite. And then we can make 4, 2, 3, 4. So that one is notification. And that one is a bell. So let's take the dark bell also for this one. Then the next one is the shopping bag. Is the shopping bag. Shopping bag, which is this one here. And we also call it shopping bag. And we actually forgot to do this one, because this one is the same one as also the shopping bag. There's the shopping bag, and which is great. So now shopping bags. So let me go back to the icon, and then the last one is settings. I don't really have the same icon for that one, so I pick one what I thought was a settings one, which is the first order, which is more Star Wars than anything else. The only thing what is done is they have still the wrong selected. So, oh, back. This will need to be duplicated. This will be menu item. We press save. And then edit. And we'll make this one black. Give ourselves black. We overwrite. Then this one. That one. That one. That one. Oh, that one. Oh, that one we need. Okay. So now we want this one in the middle also. Okay. So, which is great because it's still, this one's not in the middle, so that's why it looked like it was not in the middle. Okay, so now what we would like to do is to fit this to content. And now we need to style this one. So we're just going to take this one, we duplicate this one. This is the menu style. The background is not transparent. We want it to be white. And the shape of that one is probably 40 also again. So 40, 40, 40, 40. And then we do padding on all everywhere. So we can then do 12. Let's do 8. 8. And on that side we do 16. And on the other side we also do 16. So now we want to create a bit of space between them. So we do this one, the left gap. So 28. This one 28. And this one 28. I think we probably can do more. So we'll take we'll clear it and actually take 32 on that side. 32. And the last one also 32. We save it again. As you can see, it's still at the top. So let's just see. I'll remove all the clear, these ones, we don't want that. Okay, so you see it's on the top now, so let me show you how it looks here. So it's on the top, we don't want the menu, and it's still there, so it's not, so how can we then move it down? Again, similar principle we used before. So we then go to, we selected this one, the floating menu, we put the position, we make it absolute, it comes it over there, and then we'll set this number to 300 or 300 or 400, so it goes on top, and then we'll put that for 12 from the bottom. And now if you then see the you see it now is at the bottom there, so I don't think it's not in the middle yet. So let's see if we can move it around. Okay, so what we need to do now is to make it grow a bit. So we then set set the width to 100 and we'll save that one. And then now when we look at our, I think in our design the menu is a bit bigger, so let's make the menu a bit bigger. I think there's a bit more space in the middle still, so let's do that, and on the top also. So let's start fixing this a bit. So we do this one here, make it even more 40. This one 40, and that one also 40. Save that one, gives a bit more space, but that's much better. And now the menu itself, this is the style here. So I think the top one, we can probably, it's not double it, but at least do 12, 12, 16, 24, probably 24. And now we save it. Yeah, I do like this, So let's look at the final save. Look, now I can scroll and it nicely goes on top of it. So yeah, I think that's it for now. So yeah, again, thank you for watching. It's really appreciated. Subscribe if you want to see more of this content. Like it if you think it has value to you. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Only I can say, stay curious.